Welcome to Aired Out, brought to you by Capitol Showplace Montpelier and Paramount Theater Barrie. At FGBtheaters.com, CW Print and Design in Barrie, at CWPrintDesign.com, Peak Entertainment, PeakDJ.com, Cruise Planners, your land and cruise experts. In Vermont, CruisePlanners.com, Donnybrook Fight Promotions of Williamstown, CBDCrave.com. Presented by CVTV, Public Access Channel 192 and 194, CVTV723.org, Fontaine Forestry and Millworks, Route 14 East Montpelier. Custom orders, rough, kiln dry, plain, tongue and groove, or shiplap. FontaineMillworks.com and Fly on the Wall Productions. Now, let's get aired out. Aired Out. JD Green, thank you so much for subscribing to the podcast and, of course, for tuning in here on Central Vermont Television. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on board with us. Pleasure to have these characters next to me on board with me tonight. We have Alan Newman, we have Russ Bennett, we have Mike Pelchar. These boys right here have done some profoundly wonderful things in Vermont here over the last, help me out, Pelch, year and a half, yep. Year and a half or so. So let's first say that I want to thank you all for getting in here, because I know it was very tough and challenging to get all of us under the same roof for a little while on this podcast. But it is so cool that you're here. Alan, we're going to start with you. I know, man. Listen, let's start with what you're all about. Let's see, Magic Hat, you helped co-found.
I did.
Seventh generation, am I right?
Started, yep.
And what else? I mean, those...
I helped a guy named Will Rapp get Gardner Supply Company off the ground, which was really my start. I did a couple things before that, but nobody would care. And today I'm a partner in Higher Ground. I'm on the board of a couple other, mostly startup early stage companies, and I've got a gig out in Denver, rebranding a hamburger company.
A hamburger company, yes. Company. I think I read about that this morning. I can't remember the name of it, though.
It's called Lark Burger.
Lark Burger. You're an interesting dude. You
not
no,
really.
You are. You are.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
I still contend it's more interesting from the outside.
So what happened with and of course we're going to be talking about Camp Meade, but what's going on with Magic Hat? How did you pull that trigger?
Followed my nose, like everything else. All I do is follow my nose, and it leads me down to interesting paths.
You're all entrepreneurs. Russ Bennett, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? What you do? Just pull that mic in front of you a little bit so we can hear you. There's a deep breath here. Are you catching that?
I don't have a job description. I don't know what I do.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, you guys.
So I've known Russ for probably, 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
I got to know him when I needed bizarre construction done, because he runs a construction company. He does everything from high-end houses to funky shit. But I think Russ's strength, and the reason why we're here today in many reasons, is he has been instrumental in the music festival concert business.
Yes.
Setting the context, setting the joy that gets released at these festivals with just extraordinary, incredible artistic creations. And so, I find Russ to be one of the more creative, and I find him more interesting than me, quite frankly, people that I've known, and he's been doing this for 30, 40 years now.
The festival part 20-something, but yeah, a
so
while.
You started with Phish?
Started with Phish.
Yeah. And then moved on to Bonnaroo and all the other major festivals.
Yeah, all the big ones in the country.
And people frequently forget that you actually run a construction business that actually works day to day, so that you don't have to.
Right. Believe it or not, the festival business is a sideline.
Unbelievable.
But it's the good stuff.
It is good stuff. The first festival we worked on, the very first foray into the music business was 84,000 people. So that was a bit of a trial by fire, but awesome. I mean, tremendous opportunity for using the creative side of our brain.
Have you ever had some crazy-ass weather come in and take a set out? Come on, man.
There's a lot of good things have happened. No, you know, but on a serious note, life safety always comes first, and we have been very fortunate. We use engineers, and we don't endanger anybody's life.
Yeah.
With what we do, you know, it's.
How'd you meet Alan Newman?
I met Alan through Magic Hat, music business, music business.
Yeah.
Beer.
stuff.
Worked with Alan on the Artifactory at Magic Hat.
But I knew you before that. When I don't know where we met.
I don't know where we first met. You know, we're old, Alan. We don't even know what happened yesterday.
We remembered to be here on time.
Yes, and you were. And you
Right.
were. And
Exactly.
thank you.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So what's the construction company?
I have a company called NorthLand Design Construction, and we design all kinds of things, like Alan said. Could be high-end custom residential homes. Basically, we work with people that we like. We work on interesting commercial jobs. So that could be working with Red Hen. So we designed Red Hen initially as they were growing from the little garage they were in, and you go in and you sort of listen to what people do, analyze how their business works, what the flow is, what needs to happen, where they think they want to go with their business, and then ask an interminable amount of questions in order to figure out what's the best design that we can bring to them to help them be successful.
So cool.
So yeah, we work with all kinds of people, from the hotel in Montpelier to Ben & Jerry's to little mom and pops. We have one rule, I don't know, about 25 years ago, I changed our business model to a very simple platform. We only work with people we like. And it makes life so much easier.
What do you say to them if you don't like them?
Chasing the money, or, oh, that's going to be a really cool project, but because you automatically begin to have a foundation of understanding about how you view the world, and then, because there's always problems, and you iron them out.
What if you don't like them?
You don't work with
It's
them.
not a problem.
What do you say?
Oh, I
Piss
never.
off? What do you-
No.
what do you-
I would never do that.
Yeah.
You know, we might be busy.
Oh, I understand. Now, did you guys find Mike Pelchar, or did Pelchar find you?
I've known Mike
18 years or so.
20 years maybe.
Yeah, 20, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I went on a motorcycle ride. There was a bunch of guys getting
Was
together.
that the first ride to Louisiana?
To Louisiana.
With the crocodile?
Yeah, with the crocodile. So anyhow,
He had
you
a
know,
crocodile on his bike?
Huh? Oh, this is
this is a great story. So anyhow, this is, I don't know, 20 years ago or whatever. And, you know, like, it was like Ben, Jerry, Dan, Sean, and Alan. So we fly into Louisiana, and there were 6 of us, and we were there for 6 days. So every day, one person took the lead, never knowing where we were going to go.
Oh, wow.
And everybody's like, well, like, what do you really want to do? What do you want to do? And I was like, I want to see an alligator in the wild. That was my big goal.
all he talked about.
That's all I want to see alligator in the wild. I've only seen them in the zoo.
Hell,
you know?
shut the fuck up.
I said, no, I will once I see an alligator. So we're driving along some back road in Louisiana, and alongside the road is about a 6-7 foot alligator.
Yeah.
It gets bigger every year. But
Yeah, every year.
does it?
Yeah, it started out like a foot and a half, but now, you know, it's be about 8 feet the next time I tell it. But anyhow, it's like, you know, alligators, like they crouch down and they're very still, you know. So we didn't know if it was dead or alive. And so I said, whoa, guys, I got to check this out. So we stopped the bikes. We all pull over. We're like, I'm afraid to go up to it because, hey, it's an alligator. So finally, I grabbed it by the tail, and I picked it up as far as I could, which wasn't that far. And I got a photo, and I said, all right, that's it. So well,
It was dead then.
It was
was
dead.
dead.
No, I was probably still alive. It's probably playing it. It didn't want to mess with me.
Yeah, of course not.
But it was a great ride. I got to know Ellen. One day we were driving in this little town, and there was a oyster festival the next day. So we
we're at the parade.
we joined the parade, and it was just a really, really fabulous time, and got to know Ellen pretty good. And we've been on numerous.
So in
trips
that little
since then.
town for the oyster parade that night, we figured we'd go out and get a beer. And so we go into this downtown bar. It's a local bar. And, these 6 white boys from up north walk in. And the posters of David Duke for president signs up. And we're going, maybe this wasn't such a brilliant idea after all. And it turned out spectacular.
Oh, my God,
We couldn't
yeah.
buy a beer all night. They were just so excited that we actually came down to join in their festival. And they invited us to ride in the parade the next day,
Wow.
which was a gas.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Russ's face here, and it's almost like he's saying, God, I'm glad I wasn't there.
No, that's not true at all.
So you guys all pulled your resources together. You got together a year and a half ago or so. Did you go to them, Pelch, or did they come to you? And
No, actually, I live in Middlesex, only a few miles, and when it was just getting started, I used to go down to Nutty Steph's every Thursday, that Bacon Thursday.
Yeah.
Just fell in love with the place.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
incredible.
there every week, and just having a great time. And I actually approached the Wexlers who owned it at the time, says, hey, if you ever want to sell this place, then no, we're never selling this. We're never selling this. And then, over the years, I had retired from Green Mountain Coffee, and Ellen actually gave me a call and says, hey, I think that's something you might be interested in. I'm like, and he wouldn't tell me for like a month, other than, I think you might like it, And so finally he's, calls me down and says, we're thinking about buying this place. We're looking for a third partner. And that's the first time I met Russ.
Actually, we needed somebody who could actually do some work. He lived up the hill.
I live up the hill,
And Russ and I have been talking about that property 10 years, 15 years. Every once in a while we get together and say, boy, that would be a great property to play with.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Russ would say, well, I know the owners, and they're just not interested in selling.
Yeah.
And then one day he called and said, were you serious? Said, I think they're ready. And that's how it started.
Yeah, and so the three of us sat on the bench outside, and it might have been Russ that said, I just want a place that I enjoy coming to.
yeah,
And that was it. That totally sold me.
yeah.
That simple.
So Camp Meade goes back to the 30s when the Civilian Conservation Corps, men and women were building the dams. I think it was the Wrightsville Dam, the Waterbury Dam.
Yeah.
And there's the power plant right behind there.
Right in the
Yeah.
in the water there. The what is that? Winooski? Why
that's
am I
the-
drawing a blank?
the
It's
Winooski
got to
River.
be. Yeah. So we have this amazing place, and I remember going there not too long ago. It was like it was yesterday. Walking in there, the World War II themed diner, if you will.
Yeah.
You said earlier when
Sunday brunch, man.
the first
That was
time I
great.
had you on my podcast, which it had just started.
Yeah.
You said you said you walk in there, and you get this shit on a shingle.
Shit on a shingle, man.
was
Yeah.
great,
you had the
though.
trays, and,
my
it's like
God.
the toast and then the chipped beef on it,
Oh,
That
the
was
food
it, man.
was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good, and all the memorabilia in there. And then you walk in there, and it's the same place as now the Red Hen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last winter, one of you, maybe all three of you, had this insane idea to make the world's largest s'more and create s'more. The s'morestis, and
solstice.
the solstice, which was the tail end of January. The crowd was
It's
amazing.
actually tail end of December, but who cares?
Right.
Was it? Was it?
It was cold.
December 29th.
Was
Yeah.
it December 29th?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
But we don't really care.
Don't listen to me, Alan. But man, the crowd was incredible.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
awesome.
Wow.
So
I was just, I don't even know what to say. I mean, we were right up there, right up front. I mean, it was almost like a stampede at one point, trying to get your hands on a little bit of that s'more.
I never did get any. I never got one single bite.
I did s'mores.
But did we ever get the burning structure going?
We tried.
yeah, pretty good.
It was a learning
We had to
experience.
finish burning it the next day,
But next
but
year,
it looked good.
Yeah,
for a
what
bit.
will happen next year,
Yeah.
Alan? How will it burn better next year, Alan?
More fuel.
yeah, that the key was fuel, and
Yeah.
we thought we had enough.
Yeah.
and we were wrong.
Yeah.
So we will solve that problem next year.
Yeah,
We
I mean-
learned a lot actually about
Yeah,
the whole event.
We did. We did.
I thought the event was amazing. The amount of people packed into that area. You had flamethrowers. You had oh my God.
We had burning barrels. People, stay warm around. We had two
Crazy
fire
Man
trucks.
Cohen.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
two poofers
Yeah.
with
Unbelievable.
flames shooting in the sky. We had fire dancers.
What are you guys
had-
going to do, though, if you do it again this winter, now that the secret's out, that it was such a kick-ass event with crowd control and parking and lighting and all that? I mean, what are you going
They
to do?
controlled themselves.
Just like they do at all the music festivals that you've been to.
Well, these are more family oriented.
Yes, that's so
These
true.
things that we're doing. I mean, the eat ups that we're doing.
Yeah.
It's a lot like a day at the beach, and we have some music that appeals to all kinds of people. We can always. It's easy to attract, a funkier audience or whatever. But sort of the base of community. Part of what we want to do is build community. So back to what Camp Meade and the
That's your
and the
mission.
buffet kinds of things that preceded us is all kinds of people came together.
Yeah.
And that's really what we want to do is have all kinds of people come together. The S'morestas was families,
Yeah.
kids,
Right.
older people, really
Eat-ups.
old people.
Eat-ups are the same.
Eat-ups same way, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
really based on the community that's
Yeah.
around Camp
Right.
Meade,
Right.
and that's our goal, is to make it
Yeah.
part of the life of the people who live around there and give them something
Sure.
to really enjoy and come to and support.
On a Sunday, and it's free to get in.
It's free to get in.
Bring your family.
Let them
run around. Don't worry about them so much.
It's not free. It costs us money.
Well, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not free to us, but
but
No
it's-
gate admission.
yeah.
Correct.
But it is how we're building community and attracting the kinds of people that we want to have more of there.
Sure.
So part of the reasons that I think we all like this property
Yes.
is not simply because it's of its geography,
Yes.
which is also important. I mean, it's on the river, the confluence with the Mad River.
Yes.
Through time immemorial, this has been a place of crossing of all kinds of humans and other animals as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of power that comes with that. Being next to the interstate is helpful, from a business standpoint. But making it be a place its foundational people that are there are Red Hen, making quality, organic bread and foods. They're actually affecting the farm community in some ways by having wheat organically grown in Vermont. They have,
Amazing granola. Amazing.
they have
CBD
afford-
chocolates. I mean, it's everything.
That's Nutty Step.
That's Nutty Step.
Or Nutty Steps. No,
Who's
Nutty
also
Steps.
there.
Also
Yes,
there.
yes,
I mean,
yes,
but so
yes,
I was
yes.
just going to
Yeah.
give each of them a little bit of grace, and
Yeah.
they have livable wages. They're doing all the right things. They're doing, instead of arguing about why this can't be done.
Yeah.
There are businesses that are doing it, and
Yeah.
we want to help promote that. Nutty Steps and what they're doing with their cooperative and with the chocolates and granola that they have, and building that business and providing opportunity for community. The Hive, which is a little art gallery.
What a
and
cool place.
Gives
Yep.
place for artists to be.
And Ryan's come in and just totally bring
Yeah.
new energy
Awesome.
into
Yeah,
it,
man.
and just really getting cooler now.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the Mud Studio provides a fantastic opportunity for people to become members and make sculpture and sell sculpture and learn about pottery. So more art, more food, more art, more food, sort of representing what we share as Vermont, what I
Yeah.
think of as Vermont values.
And
is really
great
what we
beers
wanna
and
do.
wines too. You're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna bring it all in.
Yeah, and doing these like Sunday night eat-ups and some of the festivals and stuff brings a lot of people to it, brings a lot of attention to the Camp Meade complex, which then helps support the businesses that are there.
Yeah.
You know, and so everybody benefits from it.
Yeah.
Including, you know, and the most important thing is the community benefits.
You and I were chatting the last time I had you on the podcast, Pelch, about the food truck craze. And I
Oh
was
my
telling
God,
you
yeah.
that I was telling you last summer, up and down Route 1 along the coast, the food trucks are everywhere. And they would actually have food truck festivals, like on a
Yeah.
Wednesday night, man. You know, there'd be a field right on Route 1A. Food trucks everywhere.
Condon's
Donuts, right?
That's
right
on my
in the-
bucket list this
Oh,
summer.
my God.
We're riding there.
I'm
Motorcycle
in.
ride.
You guys, am I
You
invited?
in? Yeah.
You
absolutely.
heard that? I'm invited. I'm going. Condon's Donuts is where it is. I think it's like on a Wednesday night.
Is that it?
Packed.
Yeah.
Packed with people.
That's
so
my-
the food
that's-
truck craze. So
Oh, my God.
you guys are doing this.
Yeah.
The Sunday night
Yeah,
eat-ups.
we're-
Or Sunday, day
Yeah.
and night,
Sunday,
into the
yeah.
evening.
I wouldn't call it a food truck event.
No.
Food truck events are really based on.
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
food.
it, right,
We're
of course.
really trying to create a place for. It's Sunday
Families.
afternoon.
Let
It's
the
the
kids
end of
run
the
around.
weekend.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There, before you go back to the work week, hang out. There's no pressure.
Unwind.
Unwind.
And you know what,
enjoy.
man? Freaking unplug,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
We are so plugged in.
Yeah.
Just unplug, get reintegrated with your neighbors, and
Yeah.
hear some music, enjoy some good drink.
And you know, the one thing I noticed is that the parents will sit and face the stage and listen to the music and have conversation with each other, and the kids are running around like just having a great time.
There's enough room. We've
There's enough
created a little
room,
playground.
But it's like a very safe place. It's
Yeah.
not like they have to keep their eye on the kids like 24/7. It just feels very,
Yeah.
just so friendly and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
embracing and safe.
Now I want to ask you a question: is Northland Construction going to be building a bigger stage at some point?
Well, if you
So I'm not
wanna
even
come
looking
and-
at you, Russ.
If you want to come and sing,
If I want to what?
if you want to come and sing or perform, we might need a bigger stage.
I'm just saying, at some point, we might need to upgrade that stage.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we
might.
need to. But to that point, we've been booking pretty good bands.
Yeah.
Decent bands, good music, so that it's good.
Yeah.
It attracts people, and we want to keep upping our game on that
Sure.
and figure out how to pay for that. But the other thing that we want to do is this year we're going to start adding maybe some storytellers.
Yeah.
Opportunities for kids and kids bands to maybe play a couple of tunes
Yeah.
as a warm up. A variety of different things like that. Maybe a little ballet, a little dance, about mixing up what's there, because
Sure.
people more and more want to be in the same space
Sure.
and hearing good music, seeing good art, all that kind of jazz. So
Yeah.
it's an open invitation for not open mic, but
Yes. You
but
need to
to-
register. You
yeah.
get on the website
yeah,
Register.
Yes, you can come there
as a
and-
food vendor or otherwise.
Yes, so we have most of the food vendors are all chosen, and
Sure.
we're going to match say some Latin performers with Latin music night,
Oh,
these kinds
wow.
of things, so that we'd be trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about it. But leaping ahead, now that we've talked about the past a little bit, the Samorstice was great.
Yes.
We had about 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot about how much people want to get out of the house.
Yes, they do. My God, that time of year.
Christmas and New Year's. But so we're going to try and do a couple of things this summer. One, the Mud Studio in the past has done what they call an empty bowl meal, where you go and
yeah,
you
right.
buy.
You were telling me about that, Pelch.
You
yeah.
buy a bowl for $25. All the money goes to the food bank, and you get a bowl of soup made by the sculptors and some bread and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And it's a really nice community hang. So we want to try and do a version of that in the summer that's bigger, where we can also talk about why do we have a need for a food bank?
Yeah.
What's causing this, et cetera, to be more thoughtful about it. So
You
and
guys
also
have
to
a-
raise more money.
You guys got a lot of layers to the mission.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to the mission.
Not really. It's just one mission, and it all fits in.
Yeah. Respect and kindness and livable wages, love, all that kind of stuff, that matters.
These are all the things that we've all been doing, you know.
Right.
So it's just we're making a place that we would like, and we're finding that there are plenty of people.
Other people like it too.
Instead of arguing with people about why you can't do that, we're just doing it.
Sure.
Okay, so then we have this wonderful red hen.
Yeah.
Randy George, who's the lead baker there, was invited to Paris 2 years ago to a bread festival as one of the bakers. And, you know, he was feted, and at first they were a little suspicious. A guy that has 45 employees can't really be a baker. Can he actually make bread?
Right.
Well, so he made bread, and then they honored him, and they dressed him all up, and they took him into Notre Dame, and, they rang all the bells and whistles, and there's a wonderful thing there. And, of course, I said, bread festival?
We're in.
We should have a bread festival. Vermont has an incredible amount of artisan bread makers.
Right.
And this is going to be Red Hen's 20th anniversary. So we're going to have a bread festival.
When is this now?
This is going to be September 8th.
Okay.
So
Mark
we
your
can
calendars.
start to be thinking about it. And hopefully, the quality of the bread and all that stuff will be fun. But we're hopeful that it will be on the scale of the Samorsters.
Wow. I'm sure it will.
Of doing, kids can come and make a giant snake out of dough, or
So cool.
who knows what.
So cool.
But again, building community, boosting our businesses, helping the businesses that are there become more successful.
That's key.
And showing the way to other businesses and attracting other businesses. We're
Yeah.
talking to a few different food makers and purveyors that we think
Man, there's so much
to
talent
find
in these Green Mountains.
Yeah.
Really is.
Gosh, yeah.
We don't need any Slurpees, really.
I get you. Unless there's a little bit of rum mixed in.
Well, now we're talking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
I travel a fair amount, and I have gotten so spoiled by Vermont bread. You go to other cities, and I'm talking about cities that have great reputations for Epicurean delights.
Yeah.
And the bread sucks. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
right.
And I think, for me, this is about the celebration of the bread culture here in Vermont.
Yeah.
Because I think we take it for granted.
Yeah.
And until you leave Vermont and you go to someplace else and you,
don't
go buy
appreciate it
bread,
as much.
you just don't appreciate the bread that we have here in Vermont.
Wow. That's such a great idea. That's such a great. What about? I'm just a little curious. Do you guys, when you get together, do you ever scratch your heads and say, how are we going to figure out the parking? Or has that never really been anything?
Car crusher.
It's always an issue.
Across the street,
seriously,
maybe?
Seriously, we're working
Yeah.
with the town to develop a plan on how. Again, I don't know that anybody really believed us when we talked to the town initially about the need for, more street parking, the need for more parking around what is essentially Middlesex Center.
Yes, right.
And I think anybody who was skeptical after S'morefest now gets it.
Yeah.
And we're actually working with the town to help try to develop a much better parking situation with better and safer access. It'll probably take a couple of years to get it enacted, but right now we're counting on Vermonters being sensible people and being used to going to festivals.
Yes.
And so far,
Practice safety, too. Yeah.
practice safety.
Sure.
But we did, we recognized a need right off, and so that's the main reason we purchased the old gas station across the street.
Yes.
Which is Sally's second act.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we plan on expanding parking there for Red Hen and other businesses.
Yeah.
And hopefully hers will grow too, and she'll need more.
Now, I don't know if this is something I'm going to bring up. Kick me under the table, and we'll change the subject real fast. But are we still? Is it still a pipe dream about maybe getting a train stop right there?
Well, maybe a pipe dream, but it's still a dream.
Well, we've got some ideas on that.
Yeah. That would be incredible.
There's nobody, if you say, we'd like to have a train station in Middlesex goes,
Sure. Right.
That makes me feel terrible.
Yeah, right.
The people smile because they know they can be connected. And with David Blittersdorf and All Earth Rail, we have said to them, we want to be a partner with you. So we would love to build, America's newest train station right there in Middlesex and help that commuter rail come. In the short term, these guys are used to me, dreaming out of control. We might want to purchase a rail car because we can lift it right off the tracks.
Yes.
And turn it into a pub.
Yes.
While we're waiting
Come
to
in with
be able to help and work with the many-layer cake of ownership and rights away of the this and that. And what more clear way to say, we need a train station.
Yes.
And people can then get in that car pub and come up with the proper solution.
Wow. I was chatting with a lady who I told her I was going to have you guys in here, and she, Camp Meade. I remember going there and staying overnight when it was a hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
All right, motel.
Motor
All right,
court.
motel.
Motor
It
court.
was a
Motor court.
roadside motel.
Yeah.
Way back. Way back. But what's going to happen with those buildings? Do we know?
Yes, they're staying.
They're staying.
Yes. Well,
They're staying.
All right, so maybe we should cut this short.
If they stay, they
Sorry,
need to be
I love those
rebuilt.
cabins.
I'll just say that everything that man's built is temporary. It's just how long
This
is
is
temporary.
a construction worker here talking right here.
No, we have one has had a mural put on it. One or two more will have murals put on them. We have put out RFP for artists to make submissions to paint them so that they become part of the artistic tableau. We eventually want to have sort of a sculpture park there as well. And the inside of the cabins are available for artists to come and make immersive experiences. Now, not that this is the perfect example, but I think next Halloween they should be pretty scary.
Yeah, that would be
The problem is they're not in great condition, frankly.
Right.
right. They've been around for a little while. Wood gets soft.
But to me, they're just so much a part of that landscape.
Sure.
I'd hate to see them go.
Yeah.
You hear that? I would hate to see them go.
Right. Well, they're not going anywhere. There's nothing that wants to replace them right now.
Excellent.
Anyway, so how are the Red Sox doing?
By the way,
You mean the
this
Cleveland
was
Browns?
the closest thing to a disagreement that we've ever had on any discussion.
Yeah.
You mean you two?
Well, no, among the three of us. What's fascinating to me about the partnership is the three of us got involved because of the mission.
Right.
And it always amazes me. I've done my share of partnerships, and I don't think we've ever, somebody has an idea, I think all they ever get is encouragement, because we're all in sync about what we're trying to create, with the exception of the cabins, that we really, it's been fascinating to work with these two guys, because we're all totally in sync on what we're trying to get to, and as long as we stay focused on that mission.
Yeah. Well, the
everything
cabins
works.
laid out like that is so much,
it's a nice
war
picture.
camp-ish.
It
It's so
frames
cool.
it frames the
does.
area
It
that
does.
we're
It
trying
does.
to.
Could they be
enjoy.
rebuilt as
They
replicas?
could be.
That's what would be the sensible thing to do.
Once again, you would have to get
Well,
in touch.
thank you.
You would have to get in touch once again with a construction company to do that,
You know one?
along with a new
Issue
stage.
of making stuff is not the issue.
It's paying for
It's
it.
just getting the
Right.
do-re-mi to do it.
Of course.
There is a beautiful overlook with a little bit of sort of opening up of the woods,
Right.
of the Winooski, all the way up to the confluence with
Right.
the Mad, and you can see the mountains beyond. So we want to sort of recreate those things. A tree house could be fun.
That's cool.
Be great.
A treehouse.
Right.
We could use a treehouse.
That
Yeah,
would be
we could.
And Russ is a specialist in tree houses.
wow.
It's happened.
Yeah, you can stay. Yeah, you can stay
Yeah.
in luxury
Yeah.
tree houses
Yes,
now.
totally.
So, will you guys be there at all of the eat-ups on Sundays? All three of you.
Somebody will.
So, yeah.
One of the three.
We're,
Oh, yeah.
we're
generally
generally there.
We generally
when there's
are,
an
yeah.
event.
Will you
Unless
be
we're out of
walking?
town.
Will you be walking around with a fluorescent yellow shirt that says Russ Bennett on it? Please. How can folks? In other words, what I'm saying, my point is, how can folks come up to you and recognize you, thank you, other than seeing you
We're
on this
just
podcast.
not that hard to find when we're there. I mean,
Yeah, Russ is pretty
Stick out like
pretty
a sore
unique.
thumb.
Yeah.
How would you describe Russ?
How would I describe Russ?
I'm leaving.
I got it perfect.
Other
I-
than
He looks like
white
Dumbledore.
hair.
Well, everybody says it. Yeah, Dumbledore, Gandalf. You know, he's looks like a fictional character. But man, the ideas that come out of his head.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
So is he the artist among the trio?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's certainly
definitely.
the most creative of the three of us.
Yeah.
You know, but more minds are better than one.
Yeah.
It's easy to just have your own ideas.
Right.
Creating the soup and creativity and all of that is really fun. One of the and I've had partners in other different enterprises. This is a really wonderful one. One, we're all about the same age. We've been there, done that.
Mike's-
through that.
Mike's young.
Mike's a baby. Nobody
68.
gets too upset about something. I mean, we had a bunch of things sort of, cataclysmic things went wrong right after we bought it. A cabin burned down. A guy burned a cabin down. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff.
A guy drove his car into one of the
Yeah, I know.
buildings.
Wow.
Pottery studio.
But you just go, well, we're going to get through this. But
Yeah.
one of the things that's great is every decision is unanimous, because even if there's one person that has a slightly dissenting opinion, it's still unanimous. Because it's 2-1.
Yeah,
But if somebody really objected, we would not do it.
No,
Right.
we
But
wouldn't.
as a
Right.
general rule, we respect each other's
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah.
What, Alan? What of your connections, your resources, can you bring in terms of music? I mean, obviously, we know Magic Hat is going to be pulling the tabs.
Magic Hat has nothing to do with this.
All
I have
right.
long gone from Magic
Interesting.
Hat. There is no
All right.
Magic Hat there.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I have nothing to do with
What
it.
about music?
Russ has been handling all the music. I'm
what do you do?
What do I
did
do?
talk to your partner about
I know, he
booking
told-
some
he told me.
music.
He told me.
Because I think it would be good.
I think it would make a lot
I
of
mean,
sense.
anything at higher ground? I mean, what kind of resources can
I
you
would
pull?
describe my position here as the male lion. I look pretty, but I don't do a lot.
yeah. You do look pretty.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Look pretty. Make sure that I don't
Look
volunteer.
around.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Like your hat says. I came, I saw, I left
early.
early. I love that.
At my age, I'm allowed.
Right.
What's a typical day for you? I would imagine that they're all very, very, very
There's no
different.
I mean, that's really what I love about my life. There's no such thing as a typical day. And
But
lately,
you're moving though. You're moving around a lot.
Well, I have my fingers in a bunch of projects, and there's again, like Russ, I don't do projects that I don't like the project and I don't like the people, and I find that there's enough stuff. I'm interested. I have a wide range of interests, and when I find a project where I can add value and I enjoy, I kind of jump in.
Yeah.
Again, Russ really speaks to me as well. I love doing things that everybody says can't be done. I don't believe the greatest way, and everybody at any of my companies knew this, don't ever say you can't do that. It was a really bad idea, because that's the direction I'm heading. The moment somebody says you can't do that.
I was going to just ask you if you've ever scratched your head and wondered, what have I gotten into here? And second guessed it.
Not in this one. There's one or two that I wouldn't do again. But, by and large, everything I've done, no matter how it ends, it's always been a great experience. I've learned a lot, and I enjoy what I do. So move on.
Yeah. If you haven't learned, you've
He
failed.
hasn't learned.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Failed.
I heard the period at that sentence. Yeah, you haven't learned.
Exactly.
Right. Pelch, how often do you guys get together and chew the fat?
Well, we've been at it all morning. We started, like Russ and I met with Randy and Liza at Red Hen to talk about the bread festival,
Yeah.
to explore ideas and get that moving forward. And We've been meeting more frequently lately,
I would
but
say at least every other week.
At
we're
least every
together
other week.
for-
Yeah,
and
for
frequently
2 or
it'll
3
be
hours.
weekly. Yeah.
But you've got a lot of players in the game here to pull this off on this coming Sunday.
What's
Yeah.
this Sunday?
the first
right.
eat up.
Eat
Yeah.
ups.
Right.
The first eat ups.
First eat up is this Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
This Sunday.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
right here.
You didn't get the memo?
I didn't get the memo. I wonder if your listeners got the message.
Yeah. So he might not be there.
We didn't want to tell you.
So yeah, I mean, this is going to be every single Sunday, rain or shine. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're planning on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully it's going to be shine because we've had a shitload of rain, haven't we?
Yeah, I think you've had enough.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know.
We've requested no rain on Sundays for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you got your order in on that. For those of us that have motorcycles, we've been suffering greatly.
Boy, I'll tell you.
So how there's a great Facebook page that you have. Obviously, there's going to be some photos and whatnot, and who, what, when, where, and why, and how, and all that. But your website as well, which is pretty simple. I think it's just campmeade.com, isn't it?
Today. Campmeade
Camp-
today.
yeah.
But if you just Google Camp Meade,
Yeah.
it comes right up.
Yeah.
It comes right up there. So wow, we go back to the 30s here, and this was that green? Was that just used as what was? There were
Used to
some
be a pool.
airplanes in there.
Yeah,
it was a swimming pool,
When it was a
Yeah, it
motor
was a
lodge,
swimming
it was
pool.
a swimming pool.
Yeah.
and there were some old helicopters.
Yeah.
or
They had a
airplanes.
helicopter.
It was a
they had
jet, I
jet
think.
plane.
There was
they
a
had-
jet.
For years.
Yeah, they had a tank there at one time.
I remember the tank.
Yeah.
What did
They had a World War II museum where
Yeah.
the pottery studio is today.
Yeah. Whatever happened with all those?
When the
artifacts?
Wexlers bought that, so a quick little bit of history. That it was a motor court.
Yeah.
For a long time before the interstate, so that's when the pool and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
and some of the trees. We have early pictures of the trees, the big trees that are there when they were just planted.
Sure.
And then the last iteration was when Gus Goslin and family had it, and they had the World War II sort of theme to it because that was their generation.
Yeah.
The interstate basically destroyed the business for those types of businesses because the cars just went on by.
Wow.
We look at where we are as just being sort of the stewards of this.
Yeah.
We're not saying, hey, we bought this, we're cool,
Interesting.
everything now forward is going to be great. We're just a few pages in the chapter of this piece of property.
Right.
And Camp Meade, Thomas Meade was the founder of, European Middlesex.
Yeah.
And then Camp Meade was the name of it when it was a CCC camp. So we bought that name back to pay honor to the history of all that's gone on there. So when people talk about the buffets and the museum that was there, and then before that, the men and women that were, turning the country around under FDR from the New Deal, we're just doing our version of building community there, and while we have our little time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Civilian Conservation Corps was the 3C camp
Yeah.
back then. Well, we have the 3C camp for us,
Yes. This is so cool. You got to hear this. Check.
which
this
is creativity, collaboration, and community. So those are our 3Cs going forward
Right.
for our little time when we're the stewards.
out. Wow. That's such a great concept. You guys are doing yeoman's work here. I'm so impressed, and I'm so glad that you've kept the name Camp Meade.
We are too.
So
That is cool.
probably one of the best decisions we made, in my opinion.
We had to have a
Yes.
lot of bad
Yeah.
Names.
names. We went through
Yes.
a
To
long
get to that,
list
Can you
of
drop one
bad
right now?
names.
Can you drop one right now?
No, and then we came to our senses.
Thank
And
you.
once we came up, we went, yeah.
That's it.
Thank you, gentlemen. I've
Thank
been
you.
waiting for this day for a long time. Belch, you and I have been talking about
Yeah.
this for forever.
We're going for a ride to
Yes, man.
Wells, Maine.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I hope so.
Thanks for
you.
having us.
Thank you guys
thank you.
so
Thank you,
much.
JD.
Again, God bless you, and I'm so happy that you all have your hands on the wheel over there at Camp Meade, and you got some exciting things. Again, the eat-ups begin this coming Sunday. What time are we starting, by the way?
Four-ish.
So afternoon.
4 to
Yeah.
9.
Four till 9. All right. Music.
Dark is really the end of it. As it gets dark, we close up shop.
Okay. Some great music, some incredible food and drink. Bring the family. No admission charge. Come and rejoice and enjoy the beginning of the summer of 2019 at Camp Meade. Exit 9, right off the interstate. You'll be there in just a matter of minutes. Our sponsors, of course, Cruise Planners, FGB Theaters, CBD Crave, CW Print and Design, and presented by Fontaine Forestry and Millworks on Route 14, just below Bragg Farm. I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. The boys from Camp Meade, Russ Bennett, Alan Newman, and some guy by the name of Mike Pelchar.
The Pelch.
The Pelch. We'll catch you next time. I'm J.D. Green. Have a great rest of your night.